Hey everybody, welcome back to Biblical Seekers. As we know, the world is full of customs and traditions. Few seek to research and find out what they mean and where they came from. So many people blindly follow the things of the world passed down through generations, down to their parents and to their children. Today, we're going to find out what Easter is really about. It's time to seek the truth. Well, it all started after the flood. Noah had a son named Ham, and Ham had a son named Cush, who married a woman named Semiramis. Cush and Semiramis then had a son named Nimrod. We can learn more about Nimrod in Genesis chapter 10, verse 8. And Cush begat Nimrod. He began to be a mighty one in the earth. He was a mighty hunter before the Lord. Wherefore it is said, even as Nimrod, the mighty hunter before the Lord, in the beginning of his kingdom was Babel, and Erech, and Akkad, and Calneh, and the land of Shinar. After the death of Cush, Nimrod married his own mother, and became a powerful king. The people began to admire Nimrod, like as if he were a god, and his mother, Semiramis, who was also his wife, became a powerful queen, and together they ruled what was called ancient Babylon. Nimrod was also responsible for the building of the Tower of Babel, which resulted in God confusing their language. Nimrod was later killed by an enemy, and his body was cut into pieces and sent to various parts of his kingdom. Semiramis had all of the parts gathered except for one part that could not be found. That missing part was his reproductive organ. And in an effort to maintain the power and authority over Babylon, Semiramis claimed that Nimrod had ascended to the sun and was now to be called Baal, the sun god. She, now being the wife of the sun, then made herself a goddess. She then claimed that she had ascended into the heavens and came back down in a giant egg and landed in the Euphrates River. She proclaimed herself as the Queen of Heaven. Her egg became known as Ishtar's egg, or as many people call it today, the Easter egg. And soon after, Semiramis, or Ishtar, as she was now known as, became pregnant and claimed that it was the rays of the sun god Baal that had caused her to conceive. And then she gave birth to this child and named him Tammuz. And as Tammuz got older, he became especially fond of rabbits. And just like Nimrod, he became a hunter. And one day, out hunting, he was killed by a wild pig. And after the death of Tammuz, Queen Ishtar claimed and proceeded to tell the worshippers of Baal that Tammuz was now ascended to the sun to be with who she claimed was his father, Baal. And every year, on the first Sunday after the first full moon, after the spring equinox, a celebration was made. It was Ishtar's Sunday, or as many call it today, Easter Sunday. And it was celebrated with rabbits and eggs. Ishtar also proclaimed that because Tammuz was killed by a pig, that a pig must be eaten on that Sunday. And still, to this day, these traditions are carried on, from the eggs to the rabbits to the Easter ham. Also, the whole dyeing of the Easter eggs was originated from babies that were sacrificed in the honor of these pagan gods. The priest of Easter would sacrifice infants and take the Easter eggs, also known as Ishtar's eggs, as symbols of fertility, and dye them in blood of the dead babies that were killed and sacrificed. And many still dye their eggs and blindly carry on these traditions, not knowing truly what they are celebrating. Do you partake in these things? Do you follow God, or do you follow Baal? Because as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. And as always, tune in next time to seek the truth.